Yeah.
Because no one person can do it by himself. That was the core of the team.
Gotcha.
You know, and it was a tremendous sacrifice, you know, especially for me. I worked like 15 years straight, 7 days a week, 20 hours a day.
Wow.
You know, that whole middle part of my life,
Yeah.
it didn't exist. It didn't exist.
And now you have this egg on your face and things are falling apart. And now people are wondering, did you get screwed or was it your own financial ignorance and now you're bitter?
People taking shots at a great fighter, Mayweather. Probably the same people that were, applauding him and saying how great he was at one point, and now they're taking shots at him like they're almost, like they get pleasure out of seeing a great fall. Potentially,
you're right.
fall.
But when you call yourself the money man, you do it to yourself a little bit too.
No, I can't argue with that.
Leonard Ellerbe recently spoke about the reports claiming Floyd Mayweather has lost his reported $1.1 billion fortune, and he admitted that the news did not shock him at all. Having worked closely with Floyd for many years, Ellerbe witnessed firsthand extravagant lifestyle, constant spending, and enormous amounts of money flowing out. In his view, those expensive habits and financial choices eventually became a major factor in the money problems that later began to surface.
Day one, what it is that, and then they know, everybody laughed at me. They laughed at me. They said, oh, he just talking nonsense. I've been told.
Leonard Ellerbe explained that when a person reaches the extraordinary level of fame, wealth, and success that Floyd Mayweather achieved, criticism naturally follows. According to him, negative opinions and public scrutiny are unavoidable at that stage. He believes the real test is not finding a way to escape the criticism, but learning how to handle it properly and respond to it in a smart and controlled manner. Point 3. Floyd Mayweather addressed the constant criticism that comes with being at the top, explaining that success naturally attracts negativity. He stressed that he does not take the attacks personally and believes the real challenge is learning how to handle public scrutiny while continuing to move forward in life and business.
When you're on top, when you're at the top, you can expect criticism. It just comes with success, and it's all about how you handle things. And me personally, none of it's personal. The
discussion then shifted to Mayweather's business career, where Leonard Ellerbe explained that Floyd had a unique opportunity to build a powerful long-term empire. According to Ellerbe, Mayweather focused on boxing while his team concentrated on developing the business side, helping create Mayweather Promotions and allowing Floyd to become his own boss.
Formed his own company,
right?
But he was the first one that had a team surrounded by him. That our focus was the business, and his focus was the boxing. And in turn, we built the brand, built Mayweather Promotions.
Yeah.
And Floyd became his own boss.
Wow.
While some praise his business accomplishments, others continue to question his financial situation. Logan Paul reignited an old controversy by joking that Floyd still owed him $1.5 million from their exhibition fight. Paul sarcastically claimed that a potential rematch between Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao could finally help him recover the money he believes remains unpaid.
He's still waiting on the 1.5 from Floyd Mayweather. He made this video simultaneously with the beef with Le'Veon, and I don't know, maybe it's coincidence, maybe it isn't.
Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao 2. The fight nobody asked for except me. I need this because if Floyd wins, he can finally pay me my 1.5 million. I don't care about the legacy fight. I don't care that these men have a combined age of 100 years. I care that Floyd Mayweather, the best boxer alive, uses those same hands that made him 100 million to Venmo me my money. And Floyd, if you're watching this, win it and pay me back or I'm gonna send my goons after you. Gotcha. Hey.
I really don't know why I watched that. Yeah, listen, dude. Logan is, again, functionally a coward for not doing this. I was really excited for it, too. I couldn't wait. That was about to be content, son. But, I mean, okay, yes. I understand if he is under WWE contract, they're not going to allow him.
The comments quickly fueled more debate around Mayweather's finances. Teddy Atlas pointed out that many of the same people who once celebrated Floyd's success are now enjoying rumors about his possible downfall. Atlas also criticized former boxing executives and suggested that questions surrounding Floyd's finances have become a major talking point within the sport.
You said he was Mayweather, Money Mayweather, and now he's suing because he went through his money, blew his money, whatever. Look, I don't know what the truth is fully in there. I know Steven Espinoza was named. He ran Showtime at the time. He was named him. I never was a fan of Espinoza. Again, I'm not afraid to say and not mince my words when I feel a certain way. And I've taken arrows for it, and of course I've also taken some praise for it. That people say, hey, Teddy's going to say what he feels. I was never a fan of him. I never thought he was a man that kept his word. I never thought he really did a great job over at Showtime. I mean, they put some good fights on because the fights were available, because the lands.
Despite those claims, WAC 100 strongly defended Mayweather. He argued that Floyd's real wealth is not measured only by money, but also by peace of mind. According to him, Mayweather regularly ignores rumors and criticism, focusing instead on existing business opportunities and turning down major deals when they do not fit his long-term plans.
Right now,
What's that?
his peace of mind. When I send him things, like I send you things when it's pertaining to you, when he gets the time, he'll call me and he say, hey, Wack, what's that? And I tell him, he said, that's nonsense. He said, well, as long as they trying to figure me out, they not gonna be able to figure out what they need to do. And he continues to move. I will say this without saying too much, that I've seen him pass on some big deals based upon the business he already has on the table. But again, I've been to his home. I talked to him regular.
Another perspective came from Paulie Malignaggi, who suggested that Floyd's public displays of wealth may have created many of these problems. Because Mayweather frequently showcased luxury cars, expensive jewelry, and lavish spending, people became far more interested in examining his finances than they would have been otherwise.
Much Floyd was making, right? And Floyd himself was flaunting himself like he was the guy who was making that kind of money. And for all intents and purposes, I assume he was. Everybody assumed he was, and it seemed like he thought he was, because he wasn't complaining. He was showing off, you know? This is why, as I get older, I feel like, and everybody always tells you this when you're young, like, keep your finances private, you know, and this is why I think this is a big reason why. First and foremost, you notice that if you don't keep your finances private, everybody and their mothers ask you for money constantly, and they don't ask you for.
That happens either way.
And they don't ask you. Well, people assume you have money, but if you flaunt it, you definitely they confirm you have money. They don't ask you for money like you need to buy the Rolex or the Lamborghini. They'll guilt you into it. They need their mother's dying in the hospital. They need to pay for a funeral. Their kid is sick. Like, they guilt you into it, and you almost feel bad.
Malignaggi further explained that public displays of wealth often attract unwanted attention. When people believe someone is extremely rich, they constantly expect financial help or make assumptions about their finances. He argued that keeping money matters private is often one of the smartest decisions successful individuals can make.
We are going to go through in this video. Now, I've been covering boxing for double-digit years. Allow me to take you through it. A simple Google search shows Floyd Mayweather. You type in his name, you're going to see some fight photos and whatnot. But the top stories, and there's multiple stories, and we're going to take a look at some of them. But as mentioned, Business Insider is now reporting what you see on the screen, that Floyd Mayweather is being accused in lawsuits of owing millions of dollars for luxury watches, gold, and rent on palatial apartment, right? The bullet points. Floyd was sued for allegedly failing to pay rent on a luxurious...
The conversation then moved toward the growing legal issues surrounding Mayweather. Reports surfaced claiming that Floyd was pursuing a massive $340 million lawsuit involving alleged unpaid earnings. At the same time, questions emerged regarding expensive properties, luxury purchases, and other financial obligations that had reportedly become the subject of separate disputes.
Represents the $500,000 in arrears plus late fees minus a deposit that Mayweather paid at the start of the lease and the $100,000 catch-up payment. So they deducted what he did submit when he was made aware of this, the $100K, and I guess a deposit. So the remaining balance is that. An attorney for Mayweather did not provide a comment by deadline. He has not responded to the lawsuit in court. In a separate legal matter, so we've already went over one with this luxury condo in Manhattan, right? But a separate legal matter, a Miami jeweler sued Floyd Mayweather last month, alleging the boxer owes more than $1 million for jewelry that he took.
According to various reports, lawsuits accuse Mayweather of owing money connected to luxury apartments, jewelry purchases, and other high-end expenses. One claim involved hundreds of thousands of dollars in alleged unpaid rent, while another involved a jeweler who alleged that Floyd had not fully paid for expensive jewelry he received.
I don't know, like there's guys who have a lot of money, okay? For me, I could go into a jewelry store, spend 20,000 at the time, like nothing. Like, you know what? I didn't plan on going there. I bought a Ferrari. I went to with my friend to go check out a Ferrari he was gonna buy. I went there and I'm like, I got this in my account. I could buy this right now. You know, like that. You know, and I'm not saying that's smart. What I'm saying is,
your accountant must have loved you.
Yeah, really. but what I'm saying is, I got good money for that when I sold it. I gotta be honest.
I'm just listening.
The used car market came back at the time. But anyway, what I'm saying is, it could go like that. Okay. That kind of money, but bro, $340 million? Well, that's not Ferrari, but that's a lot of Ferraris, a lot of houses.
But Floyd had a lot of Ferraris, and that's the thing about Floyd. Like, yes, is that way too much money? Yes, that's crazy.
As these reports gained attention, analysts argued that excessive spending, weak financial oversight, and reliance on others for important money decisions may have contributed to the situation. They emphasize that fame and enormous earnings do not automatically guarantee long-term financial security, even for elite athletes who earn hundreds of millions during their careers.
Back of an entire fight prison, more than one fight, multiple fight
at the height of your career.
$340 million. There's nights where you didn't make that much money in a night.
But we heard about stuff like this with Mike Tyson back in the day. Yeah. Big money losses, people taking advantage of him, a number of different things. Now, all that being said and done, 10 years is the point. That is the major point of all of this. Because when you look about this now, 10 years, where does this come from? It makes me think that someone's gotten in his ear. And maybe, where does this come from out of nowhere? Is he going through the books now, 10 years later? No, of course not. Someone else is. Someone else is probably telling him, hey man, this is like this, this is like that. So you
think it did happen?
I don't know. I think someone, regardless of whether it happened or it didn't,
but that's what I'm wondering.
Unless it's coming out of nowhere, unless he literally is just getting just
he's losing his mind because there's a lot of rumors about him losing money, right?
Losing money, being I don't want to say destitute, but
Malik Nagy and Chris Algieri discuss how difficult it is to understand such large financial disputes involving someone who earned as much as Mayweather. They noted that while luxury purchases like Ferraris and jewelry are common among wealthy athletes, losing track of hundreds of millions of dollars would represent a far more serious issue.
The fact that Floyd would encounter some financial issues post his boxing career is not in any way a surprise to me. When you see the types of things that, if you believe anything that he puts on his social media, the travel that he does, the places he goes, and the amount of entourage he has, I mean, that's like a money pit. I mean, whether you're flying on private jets or you're staying at first class hotels or you're, buying expensive jewelry and cars and bags and you name it. I mean, it's all good when you're making those gigantic paydays and they're coming in, a couple times a year. You're making 40 million here and 25 million there, or even more, 100 million plus, when he fought the big mega fights with guys like Conor McGregor and Manny Pacquiao. But when that stops, that money doesn't.
The discussion concluded with comparisons to other boxing legends who face financial troubles despite earning fortunes. Analysts suggested that someone may have recently reviewed Mayweather's financial records and raised concerns that led to the lawsuit. Regardless of the final outcome, the situation serves as a reminder that even the most successful athletes can face serious financial challenges if their wealth is not carefully managed.
The $340 million, it just didn't ring true to me because Al Heyman, who is not named in the suit, but apparently is supposedly part of this problem, whatever. But I mean, I've known Al Heyman and covered Al Heyman's fighters and his business since the day he stepped in boxing in like 2002 with Vernon Forrest. And all that time, and literally in terms of the PBC, a couple hundred fighters that he's dealt with, maybe not personally, but that his team is and his company, to a fighter, you never hear anybody, even when they're retired and they're not with Al anymore, nobody talks bad about him. In fact, if you ask most fighters, they'll tell you how good to them that he has been, that type of money that they've helped him make, and the person.
According to TMZ, let's get to the TMZ. Floyd Mayweather sues Showtime, saying, "I'm missing hundreds of millions of dollars." Floyd Mayweather Jr. says he made over $1 billion in earnings over his legendary career, but the 50-0 fighter claims all the money didn't make it to his bank account. He is now suing Showtime, claiming they played a big role in his ex-manager screwing him out of hundreds of millions of dollars. In the lawsuit filed by Floyd in California and obtained by TMZ Sports, Mayweather says he's gunning to recover hundreds of millions of dollars in the misappropriated funds and damages resulting from long-running and elaborate financial to see whether or not this is something that Floyd should have known about or did know about or maybe did not understand. Because it seems very, very funny that Floyd would not know that the money was getting paid to Al Heyman and not directly to him. Regardless, I don't know the outcome of that. I will talk about this, though. The absolute blatant karma up in Floyd Mayweather's face for all the smack he talked about Muhammad Ali and how Muhammad Ali's name was only worth $50 million and they sold